Hey, third graders, good to see you again. So yesterday you found the main idea and supporting details of the article. Today you'll be finding the author's point of view. Let's look once again at our guiding questions. The first one, why are the world's freshwater sources threatened? And our second one, how do people persuade others to take action to contribute to a better world? Take a moment and think about how the article we've been reading relates to that first question. Water is a renewable resource, which means it can be replaced and replenished. But it's not spread out evenly across the earth. Some areas have a lot of water and other places have very little. It's also really important to save water from pollution. Let's make sure you have everything you need for today's lesson. First, make sure you have a copy of the text, Earth Systems and Natural Resources. As a reminder, it's on page 60 of that ELA packet. And you'll need a copy of Lesson 22 and the Lesson 22 note catcher on pages 67 and 68 of your ELA packet. And of course, you're going to need a pencil. Pause the video here and make sure you have all the materials you need for today's lesson. Our learning target for today is, I can determine the author's point of view of a text. Remember from last week, the author's point of view is what they think about a topic or issue. I'd like you to go ahead and read Earth Systems, Natural Resources with your family member, caregiver, or friend. Have them reread out loud the first paragraph of the article and the What Do Humans Do to Natural Resources section. If you'd like, you can go back to the Lesson 20 video and hear the text read out loud to you. Pause here and do your reading. All right, remember, an author's point of view is what they think about a topic or issue. There are certain questions we can ask ourselves to help figure out what the author thinks or their point of view. Think about these questions. What is the purpose of the text? Purpose is the reason for something. What is the author trying to answer, explain, or describe? And then for these next two questions, make sure to look back at the What Humans Do to Natural Resources section. What does the author think about the topic or issue? And what in the text makes you think so? That is, what's your evidence? Go ahead and pause here and think. Now that you've had a chance to think, it's time to discuss with a family member, caregiver, or friend. Make sure that everyone has a chance to share. What is the topic of the text? What is the author trying to answer, explain, or describe in the text? Pause here and talk about those first two questions. All right, hopefully you had a good discussion. Now for the next two questions. Make sure and use What Humans Do to Natural Resources section of the article when you're thinking about these next two. What does the author think about the topic of the text? And the last question, what is the author's point of view? Go ahead and pause while you talk about those last two questions. All right, you've read, you've thought, you've talked. Now it's time to write about the text. Using the Lesson 22 note catcher, answer the questions to determine the author's point of view. Pause the video here and complete your writing task. Great job writing about the author's point of view. I think the author thinks that people need to work to protect natural resources. And the part of the text that made me think that, my evidence, was in the last paragraph. Everyone needs to work together to protect the Earth's natural resources. Scientists are hard at work on this. They are looking into ways to make power and goods from renewable resources. That way, we don't have to worry about using them up. All right, make sure to share your writing with someone and tell them why you chose to write what you did. Also, please remember to spend 20 minutes reading with a family member, caregiver, or friend. Let's think back to our learning target for today. I can determine the author's point of view of a text. Take a moment and think about whether you met this learning target today, and think about if you were more successful with it this week than last week. All right, before you're done for the day, I want you to work on your fluency practice. Practice reading the text with fluency and expression at least 2 times. I hope you see how you're improving with your ability to read the article with fluency. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me again, and I'm looking forward to being back with you tomorrow. Tomorrow, you get to show off what you've learned by taking a short quiz, and I'll see you then. Bye now.